By the time I publish this video, the upper house may have already made its decision in a vote upon assisted dying or euthanasia in Victoria. Because of the time-sensitive nature of this discussion, I'm going to be just reading some thoughts I have. It's been pretty dismaying how quick things have been happening. The topic is, should euthanasia be legalized within Victoria? So in this video, I'm going to discuss why it is imperative that we fight against it, wherever we may be in the world. So a few weeks ago, on the topic of the plebiscite around Australia, I said this.
I am rather glad that I was given the opportunity to give my opinion this time round.
Most certainly my disposition on this next topic is far different than the other discussion. I'm very disappointed with the minimal coverage on the topic. It has slid through. While the activists are in a different corner talking about a different thing, it has come up to the politicians within Victoria to discuss it. It's like the people in power were planning, let's make sure that we'll have two moral conundrums happening in Australia at once so that there's a fog and no one notices. So here I want to come and bring forth the points that needed to be said. It is not my opinion that there aren't reasonable points on both sides. However, I am strongly against this notion that's now going through the upper house and has passed the lower house. So the first reason. We are saddened, and rightfully so, that many people in society attempt to take their lives as a response, maybe a response after many responses, to the experiences in their life or due to their mental health. We do not condemn these people, but in a huge part, we also don't promote this. Incredible people have set out to help them, to be there for them. There are institutions of awareness and professionals who are actively seeking ways to show hope to those in despair. We do not see suicide as a good thing. So the juxtaposition of society's view on suicide and potential legalization of euthanasia, even if mostly considered in the medical sphere, seriously raises question on our subjective assessment of suffering and the value of each individual life. It says that some lives in pain are infinitely worth it, whereas others are neither here nor there. My second point. In absolutely no way am I saying that I can come close to understanding the depths of what suffering can be. However, I hold it to be evident that in all human experience, suffering and growth is one of the most beautiful cycles that exists. We see this in successful people, students, athletes, people who have reformed their lives, and even in childbirth. I was fortunate enough to spend the final weeks of my grandfather's life by his side. It was in that time that I had some of my most powerful encounters with him. His joy amidst constant pain, his final lessons to share for me, were truly special. It is true that our final hours can be our finest. Here we have a state government who is given the obligation to steward over the various institutions in the state. Steward means to look after. Yes, they can develop, make things more beautiful and efficient, but it's quite a step to say that 100, maybe a few more people can have the final say on intense moral issues. The reality is that the Victorian people are much more disenfranchised from this political sphere than even the national political scene. And even on a national level, we are not that engaged. As such, there is no mandate to make changes to the moral fabric of our society. There is only a subversive timeline that has been pitched to pass before the end of the year. Sure, there are safeguards proposed, But since human life is intrinsically on the line within this issue, even the slightest amount of corruption that can grow can have the most grievous of consequences. The Hippocratic Oath has upheld the value of human life for millennia. It seeks to assist the person's health in whatever state they may be in. The introduction of euthanasia could further impinge a doctor's freedom of conscience, of what they see as just and good. We are placing the deduction of a doctor for a person's remaining lifespan as enough reason to seek that end. It potentially furthers a culture of defeatism, and even if on a minute scale, it makes it less important for the need to research current terminal illnesses. It is peculiar that even a children's film such as Up can expose the beauty of life that can pop out of nowhere even when all seems lost. I encourage my friends in Victoria to email and leave a voice message with their local MP sharing their opinion on the issue. It is stark to see a society where capital punishment is no more, guns are well regulated, and people live in relative peace. But at the same time, the most vulnerable and defenseless are provided the least protection. Have a great rest of your day.